how has your pandemic been? It's been almost a year since it's come around full circle. So here we are in honor of that and the last 3 years. I'm back. As you can see by this video, it's a get ready with me. And in this video, I'm gonna teach you not only how to do this look, but also just talk to you about what's happening, what's going on with this channel, where I've been, what I've been focusing on, and what my intentions are with this channel and where it's going to be going, and what type of content you can continue to expect coming up. So without further ado, let's dump right into this look and get going. Without further ado, let's jump into this video and get talking about all this makeup and life. I'm putting in a Kleenex barrier. Trick for if you're wearing a turtleneck, never put it on after you do your makeup, and just put a Kleenex in like this. But don't forget to stake it out after, because take it from me, people will notice. What is that bump on my head? Oh God, forgot how hard YouTube was. Okay, I'm gonna start with my base. Yeah, my skin is very hydrated, freshly moisturized. I'm not so hydrated, now I am. Combining a tinted moisturizer and primer with the foundation currently. This is like what my go-to is currently, not just for looks, but for skin benefits as well. I'm doing 1 pump of this, 1 pump of this. I'm a 2.5, so I mix the 2 and the 3 because I don't have a 2.5 right now. I like this primer because it helps with elasticity in the skin. And it also helps improve your skin in general, okay? It's been like 3 years. In those 3 years, I've lived in Thailand, Costa Rica, Florida. My boyfriend and his twin brother and his girlfriend, aka one of my best girlfriends, we all decided to open a business. I think I've talked about it on this channel, called Holistic Beauties, where we sold a skincare tool and product for the face to help. But we kind of reached crossroads where we're like, do we want to invest like the next 10 years of our money and our lives into this company? Or should we kind of like use our skill sets to enforce one another and lift each other up in our own passions and skill sets? So it's like, we started that, it was a fun group thing, it was amazing memories. We learned so many skills from doing that and just opening that, and met amazing people, amazing women. And now we're just kind of evolving onto this next step, and that's why I'm back here on my channel, because I kind of left off when all of that started. Oh, perfect. Oh my God, look at that, you see? So like this foundation, mind you, works like only and the best when your skin's very hydrated. That's why I like mixing it with the primer, because it adds that moisture back into my face, or you do it right after I wake up, or you can mix your foundation with your moisturizer as well. Like there's so much you could do. It's just like, where do we go for these lessons when we're young, right? This past year, last year, 2020, I turned 30, okay? So as I turned 30, I had like these whole revelations being like, what am I doing with my life? Do I want to be selling like a face product forever? Which is nothing wrong with that. It's just like, is that really enforcing my passion, my talents and my skills of like what I'm here to do? Because I felt like when I was focusing on that, it wasn't really, not really focused on an emphasis. It wasn't the right thing. It was a stepping stone. I know that for sure now. But you know, once I turned 30, it kind of like forced me to really like evaluate where I'm going, what I want to do. You know what, let's get the hair in front of the face today. I'm using the FITGLOW concealer, and I really love this concealer. I've used it plenty because it doesn't just like conceal your skin. Come in close, come here. It doesn't just conceal your skin, it actually works in tandem with it to reduce pigmentation and fine lines while nourishing the skin. It's just, oh, got a little doo-doo over there. When it came to like makeup, I just kind of felt like I wasn't ready to settle into makeup as a career for me. It was just very in and out, like it wasn't personal, it wasn't deep, and it was just kind of, to me, reinforcing what the superficiality of makeup was representing for me at the time in my life. But I was having doubts, I guess you could say. So this kind of all unfolded when I was questioning like what I wanted to do with my life, and makeup had been such a huge player, and same with art and beauty in my whole history, that I couldn't just ignore it. So I had this whole introspective time. Okay, now I'm taking this RMS fine unpowder. It's translucent. It's one of my personal faves. I've used it for a long time. It just works so great on all skin tones. You literally use so minimal of it. It's like a microfine powder. And I just kind of use it to help settle any excess oil or thicker creams. I mean, you can't avoid your concealer from settling into your lines, but you can really help to hydrate your skin underneath, which is a lot of the times why our fine lines on our skin show up and our face feels like dry when we wear like powdery stuff, because it's just dehydrated, especially during this time of year. Okay, now I'm going to, this is like a daytime glam. I definitely do not do this every day, but I'm just like feeling like this is a sample sculpt from FITGLOW. So this whole pandemic had me kind of like leading in a spiral of thoughts of what should I be doing with my life? What role does beauty play? And things I just felt like in my life were kind of spiraling. And you know that feeling of when you don't know what your purpose is or what you're doing or where you're going, it could feel constraining, like anxiety, and give you an anxious feeling, and just nobody likes the feeling of not knowing what their purpose is in life. So I just felt like at that time I had to really evaluate what that was and what that meant for me. So here I am coming home from almost 3 years of traveling, starting and now deciding to close a business, and kind of touching base back on this channel where I like left off, and same thing with my other social channels, and picking up makeup again, because I started to change my perspective and connect the dots of what the role of beauty had in my life through all the years of art and pageantry, and why I've been so drawn to it with makeup, and my past businesses with makeup. So it's just been obviously a central theme in my life that I just could not ignore anymore, and I had to pay attention to. So I decided to start a podcast. This is the Stillness palette from FITGLOW. It's semi-newer. I think it came out last year. But it has 3 different shades of blush, which I love. And I'm using it with the Scott Barnes blush brush, which is J-Lo's personal makeup artist. And it's just amazing. His whole set's amazing. I like this palette because you don't find like a lot of green, clean beauty companies that offer a variety of shades for like a decent price and all at once. And your skin has so many colors in it, and it's always changing, and you want to change up the look. So I just like having this option and variety. Okay, so this podcast I started is called A Girl Should Be, and it talks about the challenges and battles mentally, physically, and emotionally that not only I experienced growing up, and use this platform as a space to share my stories and all that stuff, but I bring on experts who have also gone through their own stories and gone on to create courses and products that can help act as an extension for women to use as tools to kind of create a deeper sense of connection with the self. And for me, as an inner beauty artist, I call myself now, because I want you to be like, what is that? And you can be anything you want in this world. So I'm deciding to be an inner beauty artist, and that means that I study the art of being female and what that means and how that's represented, and I use makeup as a means and a medium to connect to the body, to connect to the skin, and to connect to the self. So that's why I decided to start the podcast called A Girl Should Be, because it's just a space and a platform to talk about these things that we struggle with as women and young girls, and that we too commonly go through, and start to present tools that we can use to enrich our lives, and then help other women and other girls, and lift each other up, and create more empowerment and all these great things. And as you can tell, I love to talk, so a podcast is perfect for my expression. One of them. Oh, and if I didn't mention it, we talk about things like eating disorders and feelings of worthiness and feeling enough, and retracing where old traumas came from. And eventually, as time goes on, and as I'm starting to come back into this beauty space, developing a way to use makeup and healthy, good, beautiful makeup as a means to connect to the body and the self more, as a practice, like we would do with meditation or yoga or that type of stuff. I think that was like an earful. I'm so sorry, but not. Okay, so this is another really great palette. It's called the Ready Set Glow palette. It's also newer, came around the same time as that blush. So when you go to the podcast, you'll find like a bunch of episodes dedicated specifically at the beginning that kind of walk you through my specific programming I experienced the challenges I faced growing up, like mentally, emotionally, the struggles, and then also some amazing women so far. I did just start back in October 2020, but so far I've already had some amazing, I've been so lucky to have these women on my podcast that are just, have established these incredible outlets and channels for anybody to access, who are specifically struggling with a loss of connection with the self and feelings of disempowerment and, you know, low self-esteem and not feeling and radiating in your beauty and loving that feeling and really owning that as well. Eyebrows. This is a brand new tool. It's like not exactly my color. It's like the warmer version of my color. It's called Coffee, and I like it because it's a super fine tip. And it allows you to really do like some nice, come here, I'll show you, come here. And it has a spoolie on the end. Don't mind all my random eyebrow hairs because so cute. I like this pencil so far too because it's twist up and I love twist up, and it's oil free, so I know that this can like last through a long night, and it has. Honestly, with this whole like pandemic and starting and stopping another business and coming back on here and reconnecting to my work, my makeup, artistry, being a woman, it is just so important to take care of yourself, and this unfortunately is something that's not really emphasized or taught so much. I mean, it's being talked about a lot more now, which is great, but there's not like a huge focus on tending to one's self first. For me, makeup is like a tool and a medium and a method for me to interact with myself and to spend time with myself and to look at myself in the mirror and really connect with features and mind to body connection. But there's so many tools and paths for everyone because I know what works for me may not necessarily work for you. So it's just kind of like investing time to get to know yourself more. Okay, so eyeshadow section. I'm using GRWM Beauty. This is the Summer Solstice palette. And to start, I'm using the color Soul, which is right here, with a really fluffy brush to get right into my creases. Excuse me for 1 sec, so I'm getting like a very loose, fluffy brush. I'm just gonna rock it back and forth. I love makeup, and there's no denying it. I love playing with it. I love putting it on. I love the way I feel when I wear it. I love the colors. I love exploring, and I love using makeup that is just so good for all around, like the animals, the planet, the earth, your skin. Like, that is a beautiful thing. And you know, another reason why I love makeup so much is because, like I kind of mentioned before, there's like this correspondence that's going on between you and your face and your body when you're working with it, especially when you're looking in the mirror. For me, I'm like learning things about where I'm holding tension in my face as opposed to where I'm not. But I'm like learning this from spending time with myself, and that's why I love using makeup as one of my tools. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm gonna use this gold color here. It's called Amber. I'm just using a flat brush to put this all across my lid. I'm gonna start from the center, work my way in. It's a really nice bronze color, and I like doing looks that come from the same palette because it's more efficient for others and me. I have a big lower eyelid, so I could have afforded a bigger brush, but what's the rush? Now I'm gonna take this very light color here, Citrine, in the corner. Take a smaller brush because it is the smaller part of the eye. Oh my god, it looks so beautiful. Oh my god, pretty. Look at, I'm learning like about eye shape here. I'm learning about my eye color, and the trick is to delete the judgment if and when it comes in. Because guess what? It doesn't exist. Now I'm taking a very angled brush, and I'm gonna do this low dark color of Midsummer. And I'm just going to add a little bit of extension and length to my eye. Oh. Sorry, but this part requires some intense Okay, something happened, but don't worry, I fixed it, see? I fixed it. If this happens to you, where you F up eyeshadow or eyeliner, step 1, don't panic, it's organic. Step 2, breathe. Step 3, reassess the situation and see how you can save it. And step 4, if you're lucky, you continue or you wipe it off and start over again. I'm gonna use this mascara now. It's the Kosas, the Big Clean and Volumizing Lash. It feels like the best quality, looks amazing, and honestly it works so well. I love it. I don't really have anything negative to say about it. It's not like my #1 favorite, but it is like probably top 3. We women specifically have like so much against us, going against ourselves. I mean, now more than ever, we're having it better and better, but there's just like so much information out there, so much advice, so much opinion, so much judgment, so much everything that it's very overwhelming and difficult for women even to just be themselves and love being themselves. And, you know, women experience so much in terms of expectation as well. Not just like in how they look, obviously, but in how they show up for others, how they show up for themselves. It's hard being a woman. I'm using the Buff New Lip Liner from FITGLOW. Has a brush on one end, which I'm going to use to put on the Buff, same color as this, lip serum after. And it's very easy kind of to turn to outside sources and point our finger and be like, you're not fulfilling this in me, you're not aligned with this, I'm not getting enough what I want from this. Rather than to like look at ourselves and say, what do we need? What do we actually want? And that's why I like to use these types of products, specifically vegan, cruelty-free, way less toxins, is to start to eliminate like that negativity, the toxic crap, the toxic things, suggestions, people, programming, and really just infuse and give myself the support, my body, that it needs in all areas. I mean, we can't avoid toxins. They're everywhere all the time. Even if you have too much water, that's a toxin. But you know what I mean? Like, if we have the ability and the option to eliminate, why don't we? So that's what I want to provide for you on this channel here is, you know, bringing you into seeing my favorite products, my current routines, things that I can help suggest, like, you know, share that knowledge and use makeup as an outlet for expression to celebrate and adorn your beauty and honor your body and play with it and get dressed up even if you're not going anywhere. You know, you walk past yourself in the mirror and you do a double take and then you feel radiant. And if you have products that kind of reflect that inner beauty on the outside, I mean, like, you're just vibrating all over. Okay, so now I'm gonna use the brush on this end. Never mind, I'm not. They have a lipstick and a lip cream. Wait, the lipstick is called the lip cream. They have a lip cream and a lip serum, which is the glossy one in this color, but I'm just choosing to use the lip cream. I used just such a light amount, so it looks almost matte. Every hair counts, every hair counts. This is my final daytime glam look. No. Go check out the podcast. Again, it's a Girl Should Be podcast. You can follow me on TikTok because I'm also doing videos on TikTok right now, just like random stuff, but soon more about beauty and products. I'm very excited to be back on here talking to you, be on this channel. Very privileged and honored for your energy, your time, and your attention. So thank you so much for being here with me. I'm very excited to talk more about these subjects and topics, and comment down below if you're interested in me posting the actual podcast episodes. I do live interviews with videos of other experts onto this channel as well. If you want to see that on here, let me know and I can definitely do that. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and also share this with a friend who might be interested. And I'm very excited for all the things coming up, like new websites, some courses down the road, all to help get in touch with the inner self and connect to that body and your beauty and just live a good, happy, fulfilled, satisfied life. And starting with a simple tool.